Hi, I'm Tom from the Burp Scanner development team. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about stored input detection in Burp Scanner. So stored input detection is the process of finding places in an application where we can submit data that will then be stored by the application, and then linking that to other places in the application where we can retrieve that data. This is different from something like reflected input detection, which is just finding data which is reflected in the immediate response to a request. So stored data detection is really important because stored or second order vulnerabilities tend to have, on average, a lot higher severity than their reflected or first order counterparts. This is because an attacker can just plant payloads in the application and wait for victims to find them, rather than having to rely on a separate delivery mechanism. So how does Burp Scanner do stored input detection? If we hop into Burp here, I've got a scan that I've already run so that we don't have to sit and watch it. If I go ahead and open up the View Details tab and head over to the audit items, we can see here that there are multiple active phases. So in the first phase, we do all of our first order checks. In the second phase, we generate unique payloads and send them to every insertion point in every request. In the third phase, we send every request again and look for those unique payloads from phase 2 in all of the responses. In phase 4, we do all of our second order checks. So in a lot of cases, these are functionally identical to our first order checks. We just hide the fact that there's more going on between the request and response to the scan check that's doing the scan checking. In the fifth phase, we send all of our collaborator-based blind XSS payloads to every insertion point. So phases 2 and 3 are what make up our stored input detection, and phase 4 uses these stored data paths. There is one caveat or limitation to our stored input detection currently, and that's multi-step processes. So this would be something like an order form that's collecting information across multiple pages and then reflecting all of your choices back at the end. Because currently we're linking single requests to single responses, and we're not sending all of the requests in that process, if we just do step 1 or 2 in isolation and then look at the final step, it's probably going to say something like, you've not done everything required, and it's not going to reflect our data back to us. This is something that's been on our backlog for a very long time. We just haven't come up with a way of doing it that isn't kind of combinatorial explosive on the number of requests that we'd have to send. So we're working on it, and we'll get there.